Chris Wong heading towards a 3-0 victory unless Human Bomb can get an opening here. Walking him down.
Chases him down there with the drive rush, burns himself out in the process, and what a block! And he dropped it!
No.
He dropped it! No run cancel, nothing!
This week in the Roundup, the CPT offline Premier season comes to an end in France, and two players that both finished second in the last two events would meet in grand finals. That means one player would experience ecstasy, one player would experience heartache. Speaking of ecstasy and heartbreak, the TWT season approaches an end, and the last major happened at Thaiger Uppercut this weekend. Over 750 players showed out in Japan for the Master Cup 5v5 Tekken tournament, and the community rallied round Hayasaka to make sure that they could compete at Brazil Coliseum in Melty Blood. All that to look forward to and more in this week's Roundup. After the excitement of Singapore, the Capcom Pro Tour was back offline, this time in Paris, France, with some of the best players in the world fighting out for an automatic qualification spot to Capcom Cup. The first 2 days saw some incredible matchups, including a run back of this age-old European classic between Phenom and Daigo, which saw Phenom once again take the win over the legend. New York native Let's, who's now based in London, had an incredible run, but his run came to an end against one of the pre-tournament favourites, Fudo. Another pre-tournament favourite, Moke, fell against Mizuwa, who eliminated a number of fellow Japanese contenders. But in the final battles for top 8, Chris Wong, who finished second in Singapore, managed to get the win over NuckleDo. Human Bomb managed to overpower Phenom convincingly in the mirror match. Mr. Consistent Mena made short work of Hot Dog's DJ. And in a match of mixed emotions that saw two French players go head to head, meaning one was guaranteed, in top 8 winners, Valmaster managed to overcome Nassim Claw. Do took out one of the last remaining Japanese in convincing fashion as he washed Mizuwa. Heartbreak for the locals as Oil King took out Nassim Claw. Hot Dog convincingly eliminated Daigo, but Fudo was able to overcome Phenom and make sure there was some Japanese representation in that top 8.
Oh my god, I'm 0 for 20.
The top 8 would be held at Paris Games Week on the exhibition stage, and what a fantastic atmosphere it was as all 8 players made their entrance. First up, it was winners semi-finals, and Chris Wong and Human Bomb faced off as Hong Kong were looking dominant this weekend. Chris Wong was looking to run it all the way back to grand finals as he swept 3-0 in a very impressive performance. The second semi-final was full of emotion as Mena went up against local hero Valmaster.
Step point, Valmaster back throw.
Oh, and that reset the ceiling. Yeah, that reset the damage ceiling. That was genius.
What was that? Oh, he threw him out. I think that's an accident. Oh,
that's
it.
it.
That's going to be it. Valmaster's going to take it.
Valmaster closed out an unbelievable 3-0 win to get into winners finals. On the losers side, NuckleDo and Fudo went head to head, and unfortunately for NuckleDo, Fudo was dominant 3-0. And in the other losers first round match, it was a much closer affair between Hot Dog and Oil King. It went down to the last game, but Hot Dog eliminated the lone Rashid. Mena continued his incredible record against DJs in the tournament by clearing out Fudo 3-0 in convincing fashion. A fantastic achievement given the strength of Fudo in recent Japanese World Warriors. And it was an equally impressive performance from Hot Dog, who eliminated Human Bomb 3-0 to bring us to our final 4. Winners final was incredibly hype, but the throw bait proved too strong as Chris Wong upset the local crowd and Valmaster to secure the 3-2 win and another spot in grand finals. In the losers semi-finals, it was Mena once again against Hot Dog, and whilst he got the win with Luke in the pool stages, this time the Blanca did the business 3-1 and he cruised into a run back against Valmaster. This time it was a different affair and Valmaster unfortunately wasn't able to hold it down on defense. Mena took advantage of this and pulled ahead. He closed out a 3-1 victory, And that meant our grand finals were going to see two players who both had previously finished second in grand finals in our last offline Premier events, fighting it out for this last offline qualification spot. And Mena looked unstoppable in the first grand final set. He reset in quick order, 3-0, and everything was looking good for the two-time Capcom Cup champion. But Chris Wong was able to make the necessary adjustments, and in a grand final reset...
Oh, he has a
Is he going to mash and wake up?
I don't think it's enough. He's still got a life lead.
Oh, he's to mash and wake up.
He's trying to tip him out.
He's not going to wait.
He's going to try
2
to tip him
seconds.
out.
That's it.
Oh,
1 second.
That's it, Chris Wong. He's done it, Gavin. He's done it. Chris Wong is your CPT France Paris Premier champion.
At the second time of asking, Chris Wong was able to shock the world and qualify for Capcom Cup 10, whilst Mena RD is left looking for other qualification avenues. Now based out of North America East, he still has the online Premier, the World Warriors, and of course the option of the last chance qualifier, but it's hard to imagine a Capcom Cup without Mena RD competing. Congratulations to Chris Wong for securing that qualification spot and the victory. Hong Kong showing out incredibly strong right now. What's happened in that region? They've exploded in Street Fighter 6. Can't wait to see more action from there. Alright, let's take a short pause for the cause. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Roundup on Reversal. Of course, I'm your host, Logan Sama. Every week, we check out some of the biggest and most exciting tournaments from around the FGC globe and run down the results and exciting moments that happen throughout the tournament itself. Of course, this video couldn't happen without a team of people working behind the scenes. This week, I want to make sure I thank Rexu, Tyrant, and Nick V for helping out with the clip gathering. And of course, always thanks to Nick V as well for the fantastic edits. I want to thank all of you guys for being so involved and engaging with the content as well. Every time you share the video, every time you leave a comment, it does heaps for us on the algorithm. So please continue to support and make sure you smash that like button down here. And of course, if you have an event coming up, please let us know. Even if you're a TO, if you're just going to the event, you think it's going to be cool, hit us up in advance on the Twitter. You can see it there on the screen. It's at reversal_GG. Please send us as much information you can about the event and we'll happily check that out. And lastly, time is growing slim for your opportunity to join us at UFA this month from the 24th to the 26th of November. You can get tickets right now. Check out UFA_gaming for how to do that. But some of the finest Street Fighter players in the world will be joining us alongside Tekken, MK1, Smash, Dragon Ball Z, Stripe. So many games will be there. We hope you can as well for the premiere event on the European calendar for the FGC. All right, no more delay. Let's get back into the action. Let's get into this. In one of the most important tournaments of the Tekken World Tour season, Thaiger Uppercut hosted some of the world's strongest, looking for those vital last points to clinch those spots on the TWT leaderboard. A crazy stacked bracket to celebrate the last ever Tekken 7 Major followed, and the action was sensational. Top 8 kicked off with 2 nation team kills as an inform low high, still in need of points to make TWT finals, faced off against fellow countryman Ulsan, ultimately also taking the win to earn a spot in winners finals and mathematically qualify for the TWT World Finals. In the second winners semi, Atif faced off against an absolute revelation of the tournament in Hafiz Tanvir, who earlier sent Knee to losers bracket. However, Atif proved to be too strong as he took an impressive victory to also move on to winners finals. Down in the losers bracket, we had 2 crowd favourites. First was hometown hero Patloaz on Lily, who had the unenviable task of facing Arslan Ash. Unfortunately, that was too difficult an obstacle to overcome, and Arslan eliminated the Thai player. And then we had Ayo Ritchie, the last remnant of a UK contingent that also saw Joker travelling to Bangkok for points. The Brit went head to head with CBM, but it was CBM that took a solid 2-0 victory to eliminate Ritchie. Moving on in losers, Tanvir with the Claudio cruised to a dominant 2-0 win against Arslan Ash to make his name definitely one to not forget. Ulsan went on to eliminate CBM in the second losers quarterfinals as well. In the winners finals match, Atif and Lohai engaged in an incredibly tight set, which ended 3-2 with Atif taking it to qualify for grand finals and make sure of his spot in the TWT finals as well. Ulsan beat Tanvir in losers semis to earn a run back at Lohai. But Lohai was inspired, managing to close out losers finals in quick fashion 3-0 to face Atif once again in the grand finals. And the set was as close as the first, but the result did not change either, with Atif taking the big win in Thailand. And with these points earned, Atif and Lohai entered the top 19 leaderboard on deadline day, kicking out Pinya and Yondaime from certain spots in the finals. It was equally important in the Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament, which was a power event on the DBFZ tour. The big favourites at the event were Wade, who flew in from France, and Oblivion from Japan, and it was those two players that would face off in winners finals. The action was evenly matched until this unfortunate interruption.
Gonna be big damage here. What happened?
A failure to remove all of the existing Bluetooth devices led to this untimely pause, but both players were able to resolve it and we went straight back into the action. And we saw Wade pull into a 2-1 lead. Maintaining the hectic pace, Oblivion was able to level it up 2-2 and we're going into a game 5. After cashing out with the level 3, Wade's able to pick up again with Cell and close out a tense Game 5 victory, and he advances into Grand Finals. Loser semis saw Uchiha going up against Poison Apple, but Uchiha didn't have the reactions to handle the Dragon Rush, and Poison Apple eliminated them from the bracket. Losers final saw Oblivion go up against Poison Apple, but this huge drop from the Android 21 pickup allowed Oblivion the opportunity to close out the set 3-1, and we're going to get the run back in Grand Finals. So here we are, our two favourites at the start of the tournament, two players flying in, fighting it out for their place at the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Finals next year, and what a first Grand Final set it was, as Oblivion was able to reset the bracket 3-1, getting the business done with Bluku. It was the same score in the reset. Unfortunately, this time for Oblivion, it was Wade that managed to get the kill. The last touch with hit meant that it would be Wade who is going to the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Championships. Also in Street Fighter 6, we saw a JP mirror in winners finals between ZJZ and Seo. It was ZJZ who took a close 3-2 victory to move on to grand finals. In losers semis, Thailand's own Book and Lin Lin faced off, with the latter taking the victory, and that left us with 3 JP players in top 3. If you were wondering where they were at the French CPT, it looks like they were all in Thailand. The first mirror match between Seo and Lin Lin saw the player from Singapore take an emphatic 3-0 victory and earn that run back at ZJZ in grand finals. The grand final set went the distance again, but still saw ZJZ win the whole thing. It went to a final game, final round situation, but it was ultimately ZJZ who took the title at Thaiger Uppercut for Street Fighter 6. Guilty Gear Strive was also on the menu, and it saw the Japanese Sumito beat Levi quite soundly with a score of 3-0 in winners finals to earn that grand finals winner's spot. In losers, a Singapore team kill between two of the elites of the country, Seo once again and Zage, saw Zage take a very close 3-2 set to move on to face Levi in losers finals. Zage was able to keep the momentum going and eliminated Levi with a 3-1 scoreline and earning a chance at Samito awaiting on the winner's side. The Japanese player, however, was too strong, and they took a 3-0 win to take the title of champion of Thaiger Uppercut 2023, rounding out a fantastic tournament. Whilst Tekken players were scrambling for TWT points around the world this weekend, it was Master Cup 12, a legacy 5v5 team tournament in Japan. And over 150 teams showed out at this event. That's over 750 players showing out to say Arigato Tekken 7, and it was fitting that the team Arigato Tekken 7, featuring the Yamasa squad of Nobi, Take and Yu, with Gyogen Ao and Naroma, took the win. It was a fitting send-off in Japan to a game that has brought so much enjoyment and so many incredible moments over the past few years. And once again, it's incredible to see team tournaments having such strong showings here in Japan. It wasn't just the 5v5 though, that was certainly the main focus. There was also Master Cup Tri. The singles component of this event featured non-professional players that are residents of Japan competing for the prize of one of 2 pro licenses. And after beating B-kun on winner's side, Kaisuke, a Fukuoka Mishima specialist, secured his license. After being sent to losers, B-kun then switched from Kunimitsu to Noctis and got the win in losers final over Matsuba, in what would be one of the most important sets of the day, because that meant that B-kun secured that second license. In grand finals, the Noctis reset the bracket, and this No Round Brown got the sweep in the reset bracket as well, as B-kun was able to take the victory in grand finals. But both players had ample reason to celebrate securing those pro Japanese esports licenses.
Ladies and gentlemen, señoras, señores.
Back once again, Melty Blood on the menu. This time it was Wanted and 2 continents, South America and Europe, joined forces to send the Chilean player Hayasaka to Brazil. This time not by 7-1ing him, but hopefully raising $250 throughout the event. The first of 7 exhibitions started off with the man of the hour himself versus one of the best Brazilian players in Shueida. Things started off well for Shueida as he took an early 2-0 lead, but that would quickly turn around in Hayasaka's favour, who brought it to 2-2, and then took the lead as well. However, after Shueida took back the lead and ran with it, Hayasaka showed good defense in the 11th game, but since you cannot block an unblockable, Shueida got the final hit and took the set 7-4. The second series of the day would feature arguably the best tournament player in Brazil right now, Fowles, facing the Chilean challenger Donny. And facing a 5-1 score deficit, Donny remembered Wanty's motto, never give up. They started to close the gap, but Fowles would end up repeating the last set score and finish the job with the Dai Enjo. That victory would set the stage for an all-Brazilian finals, as Shueida faced Fowles. It started out with close games, but Shueida got the upper hand and pushed on to a 6-3 lead. Shueida put Fowles into 2 50-50 situations and opened the final game up with a perfect. Fowles showed a good fighting spirit in the last round, but after messing up a dash block after taking the grab, Shueida punished, and he will be the first South American Wanted champion for Melty. There was also a surprise exhibition at the end as our very own Nick V challenged Hayasaka to a 1-7, and if Hayasaka could sweep 7-0, then Nick would donate the last $100 to send Hayasaka to Brazil. Hayasaka's fate was literally in his own hands, as in the face of a 250 MS connection, he chose to go with Ushiwakamaru against Nick's Saber. Nick V did get a few Avalons off, but that mental victory was the only thing he'd win, because Hayasaka did bury him with the 7-0, meaning that the fundraiser goal was met, and Hayasaka will be going to Battle Coliseum in Brazil at the end of this month. Okay guys, that is all we've got time for this week. Thank you so much for joining us, and once again, thank you so much for your engagement. Any comments, any likes, any shares that you give us really help the algorithm recommend our content. Of course, we've got loads more stuff coming as well. Check out our Aki video that's up there from some of the Premier Aki players that have been taking her on and checking her out. So have a look at that. Thank you very much to Mono and Vega Patch for being involved as well. We've got so much more to come, of course. Live streaming as well on the Twitch channel, that's at Reversal GG. You can see the World Warriors for both the UK and Ireland and France as we reach their conclusions over over the coming weeks. And of course, the big one, UFA will be streaming on Reversal as well on Twitch. So hopefully we'll see you there if you can't be there in person. I'm going to be back next week with more tournament action. So until then, take care and I'll see you real soon.